Hello, hello, hello. I am on the road, everybody. I'm on the road again. Hey, isn't that a song? On the road again. And I am popping a yo-yi. I should have done all this before I started to record. But I'm on my way to Los Angeles, and I'm about to climb the ridge route, the Gorman ridge route area, and I want to be gone for a week. I just left Fresno 2 hours ago, and I'm on my way to quite a few commitments that I have in Los Angeles, a Kerr meeting, a funeral or two to attend, and about 4 other stops to do before I come back. I'm telling you, God's work's never finished. But I was thinking, since I'm on the road, I never have time to actually sit and talk and share with you ladies. I don't. But I'm in my car, I'm driving, and I thought, well, what the heck? I've got a little bit of time on my hands. Maybe I should do a little recording and just talk about what's on my mind. And right now, the last week or so, I have been in the subject of grief. Not only did I hear of 3 deaths this week, not this month, this week, 3 deaths. But I've also been dealing with, talking with, and interacting with individuals that are really, really struggling through grief. And I know that in Kerr we have just talked about loss and grief and things like that. But I wanted to reiterate again, while I'm on the road, I just wanted to talk about that a little bit, because been there, done all that, done it. And I was sharing with someone this morning, and actually about 3:30, 4 o'clock this morning, I woke up for no reason. I woke up and I sat up and I picked up my phone and to see what time it was, and it was closer to 4, and I thought, oh God, I need to get some sleep. I don't need to be waking up right now. But then God put someone in my mind. And my mom always told me when that happens that I should be praying for that person. So I immediately started praying for this person, just like I do many of other yous that I see. And, grief is not something that comes and goes overnight. Grief can stay with you for a long time. Grief can be triggered by a scent, by a song that you hear, a picture that you saw, a certain group of people that remind you of whatever, when you're with your husband or with your family or your daughter or your son or whatever, just a group of people, or a location that you go by and it triggers a memory. And so it could be so many of those things. But I want to kind of elaborate a little bit on grief. Grief is not something that happens to us. We are grief-stricken when we first get the news of a son, a daughter, an uncle, a mom, a dad, a brother, a husband, a boyfriend. When we get the news of someone is deceased because whatever happened, the shock of it all. That's not grief yet, though. That's just dealing with the shock. Grief comes later. And when grief seems to, and remember, we're all different. We all grieve differently, because some, everybody's stories are different. Some people were like so ready to meet God, and they were just welcoming to go into the presence of the Lord's arms and ready, and other people didn't want to leave yet and struggled. But The grief part is the family. And it seems, and I'm only speaking from my experience, when I got that 4:30 in the morning phone call. So that's why I hate when the phone rings at those hours of the morning and my sons would be out there. But grief starts, it seems to start, you're grieving through the process of loss. And it's not just losing someone, a loved one, or someone close to you. That's not all that we lose. We lose a job, a career job that we had. And it's so sad because it's never going to be that no more. We lose our our dream home. Something came up, we couldn't keep up the payments, and we lost the home. Grief can be the repo our car. Financial disaster. Grief is moving to a different, location, a job, or a different city, and starting all over again. Grief is all sorts of things. Honestly, it's all sorts of things. It's not just when you lose someone. But it seems like the grief starts after, a time after, when all the dust settles, everyone is gone, everyone has gone back to their normal living, normal schedules, and we are left grief-stricken. And it seems like everybody goes on to live their lives. Everyone goes on to pick up, where they last left off and just go on with their lives. And we stay grief-stricken. We stay with this big, huge rock weight on our lap, on our shoulders, on our lives. And it's like, what to do with it, how to deal with it. When does it stop? When does it go away? And I'll tell you guys, you know what, again, everybody is different. I'm not embarrassed to put my stuff out there, but when I got the 4:30 in the morning news, it was devastating when they told me that my son had expired. And I didn't even like that word, expired. But it was a dream. Right after that, everything was a dream. And I'm thinking, is this really happening? And then, all the weeks go by, the months, and then there's a service that goes on. And, then after that, weeks later, months later, everybody goes back to their houses, to their jobs, to their life. And we have those that are still, with us and counseling, and loving on us, checking on us, sending us encouraging messages, flowers, whatever, coming over to check up on us. But the grief starts. Why? Why? And I know that we're not supposed to question God. And like I said, I try to keep it as real as possible. I did question God. I did ask, why me? Why? I mean, here I am. My life is, I'm serving the Lord. I'm involved with my church. I'm doing good things for people. I'm, got my life back in control. Why did this blow up in my face? Why did this happen to me? And I just wanted answers. We just want answers. More answers. But I just went on anyway. I didn't know how to deal with that. Some of you may not. Well, you've never been through a loss, so we don't know what to expect. Nobody gives us the blue book on this is what you do next. And when you feel that, this is what you do, it doesn't work like that. And even if there was a book on the perfect grieving, everybody's different. But I did. I continued to go on and on. I continued on. I was involved in my church. But deep down inside, at home, when I was alone, in my car, or back at, at my house, I was so sad. I was so alone. I was so grief-stricken. I was so really, really disconnected. And to be honest, Even though those people are around, I didn't really want to be around people. I just want to be left alone, let me cry, get it over with, scream, go for long drives, disappear overnight, do whatever it is that I felt like doing at that time. And sometimes people would say, oh, Rita, you're so strong, and your faith is so strong, and I wasn't strong. You know how you fake it till you make it? I faked it. A lot of times I faked it and said I was okay. I was far from okay, but I just faked it. I just really was trying to get by, and so I faked it till I, got through the day. But I want to tell you that there is life after grief. There is life after grief. You will go through it. And sometimes there's been people that say that I just want to go with my daughter. I just want to go with my mija. I just want to go with my son. I just want to go be with them. Or my child or my baby. I just want to go with them. And all kinds of ideas. And then, again, keeping it real, there was times that I even contemplating, taking a whole bunch of pills and going to sleep and not even dealing with this anymore. Not just this with my son, but, when in the beginnings when my husband was out there and there's always other women involved, and I was so sad, so broken, so grief-stricken. And I had those thoughts about ending my life. But I want you to know that it's perfectly normal to feel disconnected, people. It's perfectly normal to be normal and having a good day, and then all of a sudden something triggers, and there we are with this big thing on our lap again, and we have to quickly disappear, walk away, go away, get in our car and leave. But it goes on and off, and everybody's different. I can't say how it lasts for 1 year, but the hard part, I really did grieve for 1 year hard. Why? Because I still had another son and I had another daughter, and it wasn't fair to them for me to fall apart and give my whole thoughts and my time and my effort and my energy to my lost son. It wasn't fair to them. So I had a lot to think about, a lot on my shoulders. But you know what? I am here as a witness to you that you can grieve, cry, get it over with, whatever. Be mad, get it over with. It's okay. God tells us it's okay to get mad, just don't sin. You can do all those things. But you can get through it, because I got through it. Honest to God, for a year, at least a year, I swore I was never going to go back to my senses and be normal again. Well, you know what? I don't even know what normal is. And to tell you the truth, I don't know what normal is. My life-changing experience, I thought I was not going to be okay. But you know what? I'm not the same no more. I'm not the same. But today I'm not the same in an okay way. I mean, come on. When you lose someone in your life, or, whatever your loss is or whatever your grief is, it doesn't leave us the same anymore. And many women will stay scorned, angry, bitter, ticked off, just untrusting, distant, building walls to stay safe from people, and never really come out of it. And it shows in their life. I didn't want to be one of those women. I wanted to be a better woman and not a bitter one. And so, to tell you the truth, I am not the same since I lost my son. I've never been the same since my husband, number one, did what he did and violated me. with so many other women. I was not the same. We don't stay the same when we go through grief, ladies and gentlemen. We don't stay the same. But we can survive and we can be ourselves. We're just not the same. But honestly, through God, through God, we can rise above it. And it's healthy to speak about it. It is healthy. It's healthy to speak about it because there's other people that need to hear from us, need to hear that it's normal to be mad, it's normal to cry, it's normal to want to disappear for a little bit. It's normal. We're not crazy because there's other women that have gone through that. So that's what I wanted to talk about today, that grief is something that comes and goes. And there's a lot of grief in our world today. A lot of grief. And but when we're going through the grief, I understand that most of us, we don't want to be around people. We don't want to be around crowds. I remember feeling angry when people were laughing. And I thought, why are they laughing? My son just died. And it angered me to see people giggling and chuckling and laughing. But I was wounded. I understand now, life goes on. As chicken as that sounds, life goes on. Whether we're ready or not, whether we're grieving or not, life just goes on, honestly. And even if we checked out and just ended ourselves, life's still going to go on. So why not go on, beat this in a positive way, learn what we can learn from it, go through the pain, go through the fire, because we're not going through it alone. God is with us. God will restore us. And God promises that He is with the brokenhearted and that He will see us through. Honestly, there's a scripture that says that He would never give us more than we can handle. I used to question that. God, I can't handle anymore. I can't handle no more. Why do I have to do this? Why, if I'm in ministry, do I have to go through this stuff? It's not fair, and on and on and on and on. I can imagine God with His hands crossed saying, oh, Rita, there you go again. But I'll tell you, God understands our hearts, ladies. God understands our hearts. So if you're grieving, go through it. It's just one of those days. And you know what? Some way, somehow, we can sense when it's going to happen. We can feel it coming on. And you're thinking, oh no, it's not going to, it's going to be one of them days. And you know what? Just go through the fire because you know you're not alone. Go through the fire because you are going to survive. Pick up the phone and call me. Let's talk. Let's pray. Let's laugh. Let's get through it. But you know what? Grief is a killer, man. Grief will get you. And you know what, ladies? It doesn't matter that I was involved in church, in my church. I was one of the leaders. I was going through all the great things in ministry, and we think that that's not going to happen to us. I thought, how could this happen to me, God? How could you allow this to happen to me? I was even surmising in my head, well, maybe He's punishing me because I fell and I backslid for 17, 18 years. Maybe that's my punishment. Well, that's what the enemy wants us to do, is start making up try to figure it out ourselves why what happened. And there I was thinking, well, maybe I'm getting punished and I'm getting to me because I failed God. That's not true. God doesn't punish people like that. Once God forgives us, there's rough roads ahead. He's not going to dog us, and He's not going to not forgive us. But you know what? As busy as I am, as much as I travel, I still go through grief. I don't want to say especially in the holidays, because now in the holidays, I give back. I keep busy, whereas before it was very difficult because Mijo wasn't with us, and I just didn't dwell on that no more. I just turned it all around, and I just did something special. for others and get myself busy instead of just thinking about he's not here, she's not here, my mom's gone, my boyfriend is, I'm broke, look at me, and instead of just dwelling in all that grief, turn it around and be productive. That's what I had to do. And then I just stayed up. And I don't know when I got well. Again, it changed me. I'm not the same. But I don't know when I don't know. I know it was at least a year that I grieved. But I can't say when I said, oh, I'm healed. I'm not doing that no more. I don't know. Because that's God. Little by little, I wasn't crying every day. Little by little, things didn't bother me as like they used to. Little by little, I was able to talk about my grief, share about my grief. Little by little, it didn't have its foot on my throat. It didn't have the best of me like it used to. So I want to encourage you to tell you that grief is real. Grief is real. Don't let people tell you. I had someone that told me, man, Rita, it's already been, 3-4 years? And it ticked me off more than I said, and for the rest of my life, I'm going to feel this way. And I will feel this way as long as I want to. So don't let someone tell you, you should be over it already. That's not true. Everybody is their own. So, I don't know, ladies. Maybe somebody needed to hear that. But that's what I've been dealing with since early this morning, praying for this person that lost her son. And I felt so bad because every time I see her, I want to cry. Every time I see her, I want to go up, hug her, and just cry. Cry with her because I know what she's going through. But I respect her privacy. I respect her space. And the best thing we can do, ladies, is just pray for somebody that's going through that. Pray, God, let it pass. Let it pass, because it will pass. But we're not going to be the same. So don't think, when am I going to go back to me? I don't know. We don't stay the same after a major loss. We don't stay the same. Hopefully we've learned some things and that we come out shining, because God pulled us through. God picked us up when we didn't and couldn't walk through the valley anymore. God picked us up and carried us until we got rest, and then slowly put us down and let us walk on our own, holding our hand, being there behind us and in front of us, to our left and to our right. And then, we're okay for a minute. And then when we go through those days, we just want to pull our hair out, it just happens again. He's still there. He's still there, ladies. So, give it to God. Just know that it's okay. Like we say in our career meetings, it's okay to not always be okay. We're not always going to be on top of the world. We're not always going to be and we're not always going to be tough and strong. We're not always going to have answers. We're not going to always want to talk to people and just be left alone. You know how many trips I went on by myself? I got in my car and just drove. I went to the beach and just sat there till morning. I did all kinds of crazy things to console myself. And now that I'm where I'm at today, it's like 20 years later, it still grieves me that Mijo isn't here with me. It still grieves me, all the things that I had to endure in life, all the bad things that I've had to endure and swallow, and just give it to God instead of getting angry. But one thing I do not want to do is stay angry, because I want to be able to be that star that shines. And you know that even the stars need the dark, need the darkness at night to shine. You can't see them during the day. It has to be dark. It has to be night, completely black, dark, and then the stars shine. So ladies, even though we could be going through our grief, we can still be on top of the world. We can still shine. We can still be an encouragement to other women that wonder, how the heck How the heck are you still okay? How the heck have you not lost your mind by now, Rita? Some of you read my book. Because you know what? I should have gone nuts already. Read my book. I was a P period. K period. Who would have known? By Rita Rangel. And you'll see you'll know why I would have gone to so much grief. You'll know and you'll see and you'll read and wonder. But I take no credit. Only God got me through that. I didn't pull the plug on myself, and I didn't mess myself up, and I didn't drive over that cliff when I entertained it, and it looked really tempting. It looked really easy. But some way, somehow, I don't know how, God brought me through it. And you're no better, you're no stronger, you're no bigger than me. If I could do it, you could do it. But you know what? All along, ladies, all along, God had a purpose and a plan for my life. God saw Kerr coming. God had a purpose and a plan for my life that had I ended it, had I given up, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. I wouldn't have the wisdom that I have today. I wouldn't be able to sit here, stand before lots of women, share and encourage them if I've never been through nada. Women would wonder, well, what the heck is she talking about? And somehow, ladies, we can tell. I can. We can tell, and you can tell when someone's been through a lot of pain, and then you see them and you're like, man, wow. We can tell, and you want to be that person that God uses you to encourage, to give light to somebody else, to give hope that they're going to be okay. It may take a year, 4 years. It's been 20 years with my son, and it still grieves me if I let it, because I'm not the same no more. I don't walk the same. It's like my leg was, a part of it was amputated. I don't walk the same internally. And I guess I will never until I see him again someday in heaven. I don't know. But be encouraged today, and just be encouraged, ladies. Just keeping it real and taking you along with my trip here. I just passed all that grapevine stuff. There's so much traffic. And so I'm going to be heading towards, I don't know, the Magic Mountain area, whatever you call that area. Santa Clarita. So text me back, if you see this video. Give your comments so that I know that you were blessed or encouraged. I'm just me, and I'm not that special that I'm the only one that's ever gone through what I have gone through. There's others like you, and you may be feeling that nobody knows. Nobody could possibly understand your grief and your pain. But don't dwell on it, because when you dwell on it, it robs you of joy and getting by today. When you dwell and dwell, it just drains all the life, and it just drains us, ladies. It drains us. Don't give it permission to do that to us. If I had to do it all over again, if I knew what I know today, I would have shortcut all the stuff that I went through because I didn't know. Well, now I'm telling you some of the stuff. You can get through it with God. Okay, so I don't know how long I've been on, but maybe it's past my minutes. So God bless you all. And I had to put it on my thing right here on my car, because the stuff up here didn't work. But I appreciate you taking the time out to listen to me. And I miss my husband. I miss him. I miss my son. I miss my mom. I miss all my brothers that have gone ahead of me. And it's just us 4 sisters. I'm the wisest one of them all, the eldest. I say I'm the wisest. And, we look at each other and we think, which one of us is going next, But a part of life is to leave. we're all going to expire. We all have an expiration date. We don't know yet, but while we do, let's take advantage of it and make it a better life for ourselves than to always live in grief and sorrow and sadness and brokenness and anger and resentment, when we have a choice to flip it and become better, not bitter, stronger, encouraging, and giving somebody else hope that they'll get through theirs. So God bless you all. I'm going to let you go because, yeah, I am going into the Santa Clarita, and I should be in where I'm going in 2L.A. up by Inglewood to see my son. I should be there about an hour, I think. So God bless you all, and thank you for letting me share. Okay? Blessings, blessings, blessings.